Okay, I call to order the Rolesville Board of Commissioners regular meeting, September 3rd, 2024. Thanks everybody for attending. We got a good attendance tonight. Thanks to Boy Scouts for being here. Appreciate you guys attending tonight. So we'll start off tonight by saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and I think Commissioner Linwood Long will lead us in the invocation. And I think the Boy Scouts is going to lead us tonight in Pledge of Allegiance. And Liam Vigent, will you come up, kind of stand right here, and you kind of lead us if you would. Thank you very much. Everybody remain standing for the invocation if you would.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Liam, thank you for coming. Appreciate that.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, again, we thank you again for this time. We thank you for your grace and your mercy that you've given us along the way. And now, Father, we ask that as we stand in the business of serving your people, we ask that you not only be with us, that you give us guidance, that you give us insight, that you give us not only those things that will help us, but to help your people. We thank you for this and so much more. In Jesus Christ's name we do pray. Let the people of God say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Appreciate that, Commissioner. Okay, this month, month of September, is First Responders Month. We do have a proclamation for first responders. We can't say or do too much for our first responders. It's really an honor to recognize all the first responders. And we're just about a week away from 9/11. And as we do this, we kind of remember that which has been what now 22 years, 23 years maybe. It's been a long time, but let's not forget that, because that was really something that our first responders really showed what they're all about on that day, and our first responders have been doing it ever since. So I'm going to read the proclamation here. This is a proclamation of the town of Rolesville, and the mayor and the board of commissioners recognizing September 2024 as First Responders Month. Whereas first responders provide a vital public service throughout Rolesville and Wake County, and whereas the first responders in the Rolesville community are ready to provide life-saving services to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas first responders in Rolesville community to dramatically improve the safety, the survival, the recovery rate of those experiencing sudden dangers, illness, and injury. And whereas the Rolesville residents, workers, and visitors benefit daily from the knowledge and skills of these highly trained individuals. And whereas the first responders of the Rolesville community, including the Rolesville Police Department, the Rolesville Rural Fire Department, and Wake County Emergency Management Services. Now, therefore, I resolve that the town of Rolesville, mayor and the board of commissioners hereby proclaim September 2024 as the town of Rolesville First Responders Month. Encourage all residents and businesses to support and thank those first responders who vigilantly serve us with their time, energy, knowledge, and bravery. And I adopt this on the third day of September 2024. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we got the chief in presence here, so hope you accept this proclamation for all the first responders, Chief. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay. With that, we will dive into our agenda for the night. First thing on the agenda is approval of the agenda, and I think there has been number 11A, I believe, Paul, that's been removed. So maybe we'll approve the agenda and have that removed.
Yeah, I will make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of continuing item 11A to our 10/8 meeting.
Okay. So I got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any not approved? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is the consent agenda. Minutes of August the 6th and August the 7th is in there, and a resolution appointing financial officers, and I think we'll add one more officially voting to move that. So if you want to add that to the consent agenda too. I have a motion for the consent agenda.
So move. Second. Thank you, sir.
All right, any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you, board. Appreciate that. All right. Now's the opportunity for the public to be heard. You got 3 minutes. Anybody in public want to come up and say anything for 3 minutes, please come up. This is your opportunity. Madam Clerk, anybody sign up? Okay, got one, Anita Williams. If you would come up, state your name, address for the record, please, and thank you for coming tonight.
You're welcome. So my name is Anita Williams. My address is 502 Bendemeer Lane, that is Rolesville, inside the city limits. And I basically just want to share, I guess, some thoughts and also some feelings that some other neighbors have voiced the same, is to address proposals that may or may not be in front of the board in regards to apartments within the city limits. I've got to share information. I'm sure you guys are not new or unknown to this. I'm not addressing any particular proposal at this time, but I can come back. Roseville doesn't have the infrastructure, the streets, roads, basically to support 200 plus apartments. And with that, you're talking 200 plus cars, and with the road structure the way it is right now, and trying to generate business. I know I am on the current Roseville Downtown Development Association, and trying to drum business and bring business to Roseville. The infrastructure is a problem because you've got 2 lanes and you want people to participate. So adding a lot of extra cars for residents, but not amenities. So Roseville needs more amenities and businesses to keep the current residents' dollars in Roseville. I know myself as a resident of Roseville, I spend a lot of time on Rogers Road or one of the back roads going that way. So my money goes outside this town because the things that I need aren't here. I do know what's coming, but also we have residents that are going to drive into there. They're also going to take a lot of road space, and it's going to take more people in those facilities. So we need more businesses to support that. As everybody knows, with businesses comes the dollars that help the residents not be the sole support for the tax base. And so I'd rather see personally that we be adding some more business space versus more residential. The area's surrounded with open land. We know more and more residents are coming to the area, but maybe the town can help support the tax base with more business in the small area and the small amount of land that's left in the city of Roseville. So with that being said, I am pro building Roseville and giving more amenities to all of us that live here. I would be opposed to seeing more and more in the downtown, inside the Roseville city limits, seeing the infrastructures that go up into the air and have more and more apartments or anything like that. So that's my 2 cents worth.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Appreciate you. Appreciate that. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to speak to the public? Come on up. Margaret, state your name and address for the record, please.
Margaret Watkins, 407 Belmelling Court, Wake Forest. I'm here today just to basically encourage you guys that before you make a final decision on any rezoning, that you feel as though 100% you are on board with that decision. I question a lot of things that you guys do. And I think until you guys have all of the facts, it's better to continue the hearing than it is just to go along with it. I see a lot of going back to what she said, I've seen a lot of opportunities missed as far as commercial being brought here. And that's the best way to diversify that tax base and to take all the stress off of your municipal services. The other thing, going back to what she said about Rolesville needing more amenities, and I've said this to some of you guys, please review your impact fees. I believe that your impact fees are way too low. But that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Appreciate that. Good comments. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything? Okay. Well, thanks, public. Appreciate y'all coming out and speaking tonight. Some good points. I would say, a couple points with Anita. I really agree with we don't live in a part of the county that has major highways and interstates and bypasses and all that kind of stuff. And it's really something to think about when you're trying to put a lot of apartments out here, where to put them at and those type of things. But then on the other side of the hand, you're going to hear a lot about apartments and affordability housing. And that's affordable housing, they tie it to apartments. And so, what's your highest priority, board? Is it affordable housing, or is it, not stressing what little roads and streets we have, big, tough choices. And we definitely need the commercial. I think that's a good point there. So with that, we'll listen to some of the comments from the board. So we'll start with Commissioner Austin and veterans. Anything you want to report on tonight?
Yes, sir. All righty. Good evening, everyone. Some dates to be celebrated in the month of September is the Air Force birthday, September 18th. The POW MIA Recognition Day will be observed on September 20th. And the Gold Star Mothers and Families Day observed on September 29th. This day honors the families of the fallen service members. And Patriots Day, observed on September 11th. This day honors those who were killed or injured in the 2001 terrorist attack. The Joel Fund is starting their fall Operation Art Session starting on 7 October through 15 October. The registration starts tomorrow. Their hybrid Veterans Coffee Connection will be held on September 25th at 8:30, located at 822 South White Street. And they said they can't wait until they're able to host it here in Rolesville. And then tonight we have Eagle Scout Liam Vigent from the Rolesville Board Scout Troop 141 is present tonight to share with us his Eagle Scout project.
All right. Thank you. Liam, would you state your name and address for the record, please?
May I approach first?
More than happy for you to.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Liam.
Thank you.
Always good to see our youth doing good things.
My name is Liam Vigent, for East Stratton Court in Youngsville. Hi, everyone. Before I make my proposition, I'd like to thank all of you for your time. This means a lot to me, and I'm happy to be presenting to you. My name's Liam Vigent. I've been in Troop 141 in Rolesville for almost a decade now, and I've been the SPO for about 3 years. My Eagle Scout project is building flag retirement boxes to help respect these parts of our history that I don't think are respected enough or aren't properly retired. My Eagle Scout project has helped me in multiple ways. Some of these ways are my organizational skills, my leadership, my delegation, and my public speaking. The size of said flag retirement boxes are about 3.5 feet tall, 1.5 feet in depth, and 2 feet wide. I propose that we store the flag retirement box in the town hall until needed to be moved, and those times that it would be moved are on patriotic days like July 4th, Independence Day, and Flag Day. For emptying said retirement boxes, I'll come quarterly to take the flags out of the boxes that are there, but if they do fill up before I come, I would kindly ask that you reach out to me. I will come empty these and properly retire them. The methods that we plan on using for retiring these flags, it depends on what type of materials they use and what you'd like us to do with these materials. But if you think they are safe to ceremonially burn, then we will burn them. If you don't, then we will properly bury them in respectable boxes. This costs nothing for the town. This will all the costs and stuff will come from fundraisers and donations that we go get. The boxes themselves are made of 4x8 plywood sheets. There's 4 casters on the bottom for easier relocation so that you don't have to pick them up every time you move them. There's a handle to help move it and also to open the lid. The lid is connected to the box by door hinges for easier access, and there's a plaque on the front stating that it's my Eagle Scout project, why I wanted to make this my Eagle Scout project, and what it is. I kindly ask that you call or text me if anything happens to these boxes or I need to come empty them, but if for some reason I am not available, I kindly ask that you reach out to my Scoutmaster, and he'll either relay it to me or will come do it himself. I now open the floor for questions.
Yeah, good. So Dan, I know you have worked with Liam on this a little bit. Anything you want to ask or comment on to start with?
No, except for he did a great job on his presentation. And I think that it's good to see our youth doing positive things, and to support the way that our flags are being retired. He has a great point, a valid point. So if we could find a location for him, I think this would be great.
Yeah.
I applaud you. Congratulations. Good luck getting your Eagle Scout. My son was in Cub Scouts, and I was fortunate to be a den leader throughout his term. And during that time, we retired several flags, and nobody knows about it. No one understands why or the process. So again, thank you for what you're doing. I think it's a great service, and it'll bring some education to people who don't know that you are supposed to retire a flag in certain circumstances. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Any comments, Eric?
Great job on your presentation, and I think it's timely because we actually need our flag is a little tattered here, and so that's something that I actually thought about the last time we had to take it down for a major storm. Is that it will be nice that we replaced it. So just very thoughtful of you, and thanks.
Any questions for us, Liam? Anything? I mean, Eric, would we need him to contact a contact person at the town, or who would he work through? Contact you? Okay. So you got the contact. So just reach out to Eric, if you have any questions. Anything. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
Excellent,
Thank you
excellent
very much.
job.
Appreciate that.
Great job, man.
All right. Anything else from Veterans Commission Officer? Is that pretty much?
That was it. The rest is still stagnant as far as in Coach Jones, and the Coffee with a Veteran is still every third Saturday. So everything is still followed on the town website.
Great. Well, thank you. Commissioner Long, Public Safety. Anything from Public Safety?
Yes, sir, I do, and thank you, Mayor Kern, and to board members and to the town members who are here. Good evening. On behalf of the Rolesville Fire Department, the unification process is still moving forward in a positive manner. Some of the highlights or high marks at this time is they have begun. Some of the new station design is in progress with the consultant. Some things to be of note of for the fire department. They will be participating in the barbecue and bands on September 28th Rolesville National Night Out on behalf of our police department, and obviously the Rolesville Fall Festival. Again, that is for the Rolesville Fire Department. I asked Chief Lawrence to give some words of encouragement and advice for the community, just because I wanted to make sure his voice was heard from that perspective. He wanted to emphasize schools are back in session. Please drive with caution when you see a school bus. Also, this is also October is going to be Fire Prevention Month, and they'll be visiting several schools to discuss the fire prevention. Now, for Rolesville Police Department, please take note that, again, National Night Out is October 1st. National Night Out will be October 1st from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also, I asked Chief Simmons to give me some feedback on a couple of things, the programs that they're running. He specifically called out the security program, the security survey. The Rolesville Police Department will conduct a security survey of your residence or business for free. To register, please go to roseville.nc.gov//police, click on request, and in that section you will see several requests, such as I mentioned, the security survey. There's also a ride-along survey, so maybe if you want to know what policing is or you have aspirations about what the job means, there is also that survey there for you. Over and beyond that, Mr. Mayor, that's all the updates that I have on behalf of public safety. Thank you, and those are my closing remarks.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Commissioner Paul, Senior Citizens, anything to report tonight?
A few things. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I want to mention that the senior community page on the town website now has two parts. The first is events for seniors, and the second is the senior assistance programs. The events going on, and there are many, and they're growing. Great place to find that information, and we will be continuing to add more information and resources on our senior assistance page. Our own Parks and Rec is very busy with events, so please visit our website, the Town of Rolesville website, and look at Parks and Rec for their events. They're collaborating a lot with other senior organizations and providing a lot of events for our seniors. I will be hosting my first Senior Advisory Committee meeting later this month. We'll be focusing on issues affecting our senior community, amenities we would like to have for our seniors, how to get a senior center here in Rolesville, among others. I would be remiss if I didn't announce that the Senior Network Charity Golf Tournament, which is at Heritage Golf Club, is next Thursday, September 12th. There's still a few spots if anyone wants to play. Visit their website at theseniornetwork.org to sign up. And then finally, the survey to request input from our residents on the livability of our town will go out this month. Survey will encompass issues affecting our entire community, not just seniors. So, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Paul. Appreciate that. And just a couple additional things. I think one, the planning board did recommend approval 4-1, I think, on the 55 and over community. So we'll be seeing that a little bit later on. So that was good on their behalf. And then the other thing I will mention, and I talked about it a little bit, in our newsletter. I think today's environment from an economical standpoint and just the price of everything, it really affects our senior population, especially the senior population on fixed income, more than any other population. And the price of homes and property values just went up, drastically the last valuation, and it caused taxes to go up and everything else. And most people, if you got a variable income or you work or something, you just work. I mean, people getting raises and stuff. But the senior citizens that are on fixed income, whether they're renting from or whatever, they have really suffered, and we saw over the Grand a lot of suffering over there. And it's really tough. It's really tough on our senior citizens, and we kind of recognize that. And don't have the answers, but I really hope that the country gets their hands around this inflation. I think it's on the way to 2%. I hope it is, because I think Social Security is not going up that much, every year, and when you're on a fixed income, when inflation is 5 and 6%, it just makes it tough on fixed income people. So, really, keep the senior citizens, especially the ones on fixed income, in your hearts and minds, as hopefully hopefully things will get better for them, because I think they have been suffered the worst the last 4 years than anybody with price increases and stuff like that. But appreciate your report. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Sneed, Planning Board, anything from the Planning Board?
I do. At our last planning board meeting, we had a couple of agenda items, one being the Merritt property, which is the senior housing that you spoke about, which will come before us on September 17th. We also discussed a building heights text amendment, and that will come before us, but that date is to be determined. And one other thing that I found extremely interesting and helpful was a report given by Mike Ellenberger, our Assistant Planning Director. And it is amazing. I want to read to you guys. It's updates on developments that are happening around town, which I found extremely interesting. The first one being Walbrook. And the notes say, everything associated with the project on the south or east side of Main Street from Jonesville Road to Burlington Mills is under construction. Very little on the other side of the Main Street has started yet. Townhome infrastructure is being installed. Foundations and walls for the Publix and 4 surrounding commercial buildings are being built. The large stormwater pond is coming to shape. The developer is recording several lots and making preparation for end uses, businesses, some of which are already processing site plans for their development. These include the 7-Eleven gas station, the 7-Eleven gas and convenience store, and a Chase Bank. That's one. Kalis Farms on the west side of Rolesville Road, just south past of the high school, single-family detached infrastructure for phases 1 and a little of phase 2 are in place. The phase 1 final subdivision plat is under review and getting close to recording, which will allow homes to start being built, and D.R. Horton is their builder. The Point, which is the single-family detached lot infrastructure, is all built out for phases 1, 2, 6, and 9. With similar construction for the next group of phases occurring deeper into the project, which is observable from 401. Yes, approximately 140 of those will be recorded soon, within the next month or two, and we can expect to more than likely see homes by the end of the year. That's at the Point. Preserves at Jones Dairy Central, right there on Jones Dairy Road. Multiple phases, single-family detached and townhomes are built and under construction. This subdivision has made connections to adjoining neighborhoods and will continue home construction and expansion through 2025. Rolesville Crossing. This subdivision is on the east side of Rolesville Road and extends all the way to Mitchell Mill. It had a pre-construction meeting about 6 weeks ago, is in the early stages of infrastructure work, including drainage, water, sewer lines, road beds, etc. And finally, the Jones Dairy Storage. The site development plan has been approved for the multi-building storage business just east of Jonesville Dairy Elementary School, and a pre-construction meeting has been held. Site development will begin shortly, and there will be road improvements to Jones Dairy Road at the front of the property. I enjoyed that update just to know where the projects were around town, so that was a very good report. I thought that was good.
It was. Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Thank you, Commissioner Need. Appreciate that. And last, Commissioner Bilgo, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Anything to report?
So I had a great report, but Director June is coming up soon, so I don't want to take all of his thunder. A couple things I'll hit real quick. Our last meeting, we were introduced to Brett Garrett, which is a new athletic coordinator we just hired. The farm entrance construction will be starting soon. We were reviewing the bylaws for the tree board to get that going. And I'm going to leave the rest up to June because there's some good things here, but I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to take it away from you. So if you don't get them, I'll make sure we share them. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Board. Appreciate those updates. There's a lot going on, so thanks so much for that. And now the communications from town staff. And the first one up is June Green, Director of Parks and Recreation. So come on up. We look forward to your report. June?
No, I didn't bring nothing this time. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Just like Commissioner Vilga has stated, Parks and Recreation has been busy since the last time we came up here. Just right now, I'm going to just let you know about some of our fall sports. For fall baseball, softball, and t-ball, we have 227 kids signed up for that. For our 5U baseball, we got 38. 6U, we got 49. 8U, 46. 10U is 40. 12U, we got 21. And our softball coach pitch, we have 17. And our 10U softball, we have 16. So we all know that last year, this time, the citizens was a little upset that we didn't have fall ball. But we have brought it back this year, and we have made some changes with our whole baseball and softball program to the point where we are looking to bring back all-stars, which I think that would bring back a lot of more kids back to playing baseball and softball with us here in Rolesville, because we have stopped doing the all-stars. So our goal is to bring that back in the spring. We've got our bases that's going to co-align with the other municipalities, as well as the sanction league that we'll be playing up under, which is called Little Tar Heel. I'm sorry, they took off the little part. It's called Tar Heel Baseball now. It used to be called Little Tar Heel, but now it's just Tar Heel Baseball, softball. So we got our bases in line, so our youth will be preparing themselves to be on the same level as everybody else next spring when we start All-Stars. Right now, we currently have flag football going on as well. They got the first game tonight, matter of fact, in flag football. That's taking place tonight over at Redford Place on Field C tonight. 8U, we got 35 kids signed up. 10U, we got 45. 12U, we got 34. So that's a total of 114 for flag football. And we have soccer. Soccer's going on right now as well. We have a total of 282 kids signed up. Wow. We have 54 in 5U, 62 in 6U, 63 in 8U, 52 in 10U, and we got in 12U, we got 51. So that's a total of 282 in soccer. So this fall, we have a total of 623 kids signed up for our fall sports. I think that's a great number there to build on. We did not max out what we wanted to, as we said, as our goal, but we just see that things are improving. The citizens are starting to come back and actually believe in the Parks and Recreation staff, which I think is a big thing for us, to know that we are here and we're here to serve. What was our goal? We wanted to put in 6 teams for each age group with a max. For baseball and softball and t-ball, we were looking at 6 teams with a max of 12 kids per team. Soccer was right at 10 kids a team, and we wanted to do 6 for each age group as well. And for flag football, that one was 10 also. So with the different age groups, and then some of the age groups we did not have enough to fulfill, and like baseball, which we all know, as if any of you know anything about sports right now, the older the kids are getting, they are dropping out of rec because of your travel leagues and stuff and doing other things. So as you get older, it starts to dwindle. And it's not just here. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just in Rolesville. But that's something that has been the trend, slowly going through with all the other municipalities that I actually talk to. They have the same problem. So a lot of the other places are stopping all their recreation at 12. Some of them they just stop at 12 because once they get past that, they're not getting the numbers. So that's why as far as we're with our athletics that we have going on. Special events. We had our first Juneteenth event back on June the 15th. First time having an event, we had over 100 participants come through. It was a great day. The entertainers, all of them have said that they can't wait to come back. Mm-hmm. The vendors, they are ready to come back. And the citizens already asked, what's next? So I think that's a great event that we're going to build off of. And once we make the renovations to Millbridge Nature Park, that park is really going to be a showpiece. And I'll be talking about more about that a little later on. We had our 4th of July event. We had over 10,000 spectators out there. I could not see 10,000 because I couldn't see past the crowd. It was a great turnout. I wish I could have walked on Main Street and seen all the vehicles. Chief actually told me and said Main Street was packed on both sides all the way down. So I can only imagine what it looked like. But me being out in the field and out there with the citizens, what I saw was great standing out on the stage. After the fact, I wish I would have took my phone and I took a picture of the crowd, because when I was up there and seeing all the faces and everybody, it was a great experience. We had our Golden Year Expo, which Commissioner Paul was at, as well as Mayor Kern came and spoke for us to the citizens. First time having that event, we had 14 vendors fill the community center, and we was wondering, it may take us a year or two to outgrow the community center. But in our first event, we had over 53 people, I think it was right at 54, 53 people came in to sign up for the event. The event was a huge success. It was packed. The vendors were pleased. Our senior population was pleased that we offered it. We had people from Wake Forest, Zebulon, Knightdale, Lewisburg, even from 2 people from Ohio. They was here because their daughter lives here and they are getting ready to move here, and the daughter wanted to show them what they had to look forward to. And I actually talked to the man, Mr. Michael, and he was saying it was great to see it, and he's ready to go. I asked him, was he ready to sign up for an event? He said he didn't live here. Yeah, I said, don't worry about it. We will still take your money. So if you want to go, you can go ahead and sign up. We still take your money. But that was a great event for it being our first time offering it. Music at Millbridge has kicked off. We had that. We had a couple of rainouts, but we were able to have 2 this past summer. Movies at the Middle. We had our first one back in August. First movie was Ghostbusters. The next one we're doing is a Barbie movie. That's going to be at on 9/20. Also, for our seniors, we're having the International Festival. That's going to be on 9/27. The seniors are going to the State Fair on 10/22. And one of the events that all the seniors raised their hand about was the Danville Casino that we are carrying them on, and that's going to be on 12/19. So all of the seniors were real pleased about us offering that trip, which includes the casino as well as a meal at Golden Corral on the way back. So that's a lot of what's going on with that part of it as far as all of our events. And as Commissioner Paul and as Commissioner Vilga has said, on our website, if you go look at all the programs you got, you basically get tired of strolling. But that's a good thing, because we are all in this thing and making Rolesville about inclusive. So we're trying to make sure we do events that can tailor to everybody in Rolesville. As we move forward, we still have not hit on one community yet, and actually that's my next one, special needs population. That's my next population that the department has took upon themselves. That's what we're next going to include on as far as our programming goes. As far as projects we have going on right now, the farm, Phase 1A, we had our pre-construction meeting today. They will start construction on 9/16. They will start construction on 9/16 at the farm. The completion is 180 days. So right around March, we should be done. So right around March, it should be finishing up the entranceway with the parking lot. And so once that gets done, well, before that gets done, we already started looking at what's next, because I know that's what everybody else is going to be looking. So we'll be looking for what's next at the farm. Main Street Park, the Community Earmark Fund, that money has been found and starting to move in towards us. Right now, in the department, we are now, because everything has kind of changed in the pricing from a year and a half ago to where we're at now. So now we are looking at how can we start prioritizing what we want to use that money for. That's what made the best impact on it within the park. So right now, we are currently looking at put everything into a prioritize for that Main Street Park one, for the earmark fund. Next, I want to talk to you about the Granite Acres. So we had the bid opening was August the 29th, and we had 5 bids come in for that project. Landers Construction had the lowest bid of $414,000. We had budgeted $300,000 for that project. But there again, that comes from the inflation of when we took the bids and started looking at this. We have asked our consultant to go back and negotiate with Lanier to see if they can lower the cost estimate. We don't know how that's going to go, but just with inflation and taking that time to move forward to get it done, it just makes things go higher. And we all know that whenever we have a project, the longer we push it out, the more and more it's going to go up. So that's where we are with that. So once we get that, we will probably be coming back before the board with that, for that Granite Acres. And next, and this is a win here, so I figured since I hit y'all with, we can come back with money, I want to tell you about getting some money. Millbridge Nature Park, we was awarded the Accessibility Park Grant through the Division of Parks and Recreation and the Park and Recreation Trust Fund. We had put in for that grant. We received $202,000 to actually help with the renovation of the amphitheater. The amphitheater is going to be basically torn down, and we're going to shift it a little bit. We're going to put in actual like amphitheater seating where it's the ground, the dirt, and we use like a stone as far as the seating goes. We're going to make it where it's more like a dance floor. It's going to be more like a real amphitheater. We can have like a walkway down the middle. So if you decide to do weddings, we're looking at doing a nicer, bigger stage on it. It's going to be ADA compliant. All of the walkways going down to the stage as well as to the seating will be cement. Will be cement concrete. We will have a pad up top where you can roll your wheelchair directly up and actually sit there. Not having going down the slope to run further. So with this grant, we have been able to upgrade to this park that we already have, and we're gonna make the arrangements to make it go there. So that's pretty much, y'all know me, I'm a big talker, and the department doing so well, I could talk all night, but I just want to give you some of the highlights of what's going on with Parks and Recreation at this time.
Any comments from the board? Any questions, comments?
Yeah, you got everything. I mean,
Okay.
you did a good job. I mean, yeah, I just want to say, there's a lot of moving parts here, and we really appreciate you keeping them all in line and everything else, and just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Ditto, thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
A lot of good stuff
A
happening
lot of great
over
stuff,
there.
man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a couple, is that it for the board? Just a couple closing comments. First, really appreciate you and the organization for refocusing on fall sports. I know that's a big effort there, and y'all doing a great job on that. And it's gonna take a while to build back where it was, so I understand that, but appreciate the effort you guys are putting there. And I really see a lot of momentum with senior citizen activities between Commissioner Paul and our department from Parks and Recreation, and also from Eric and everybody else. In the town staff, y'all are doing a great job of recognizing our senior citizens, and really, putting a big effort to improve our activities or things for them to do and stuff like that. And I really thank everybody, Eric, thank the whole staff for not only planning department. I know y'all leading the charge, but everybody thanks for that. Last point, if you would, either town manager, you send me a little summary of that Granite Acres, that overcost, the numbers and all, and I'm gonna share it with some of the Wake County people, because it's supposed to be a joint effort when it started with, and they have kind of gone silent. But send me a little summary I can share with Wake County. Either one of you, coming from either one of y'all would be fine. Of
Okay.
that, estimates sounds like 40, 50% higher than what it was, originally thought, so. But other than that, great job, appreciate it. Attorney, did you want to say something, or, no? Good. Anybody, anything? Thanks, and appreciate all y'all do in the Parks and Recreation. Good
Thank
job
you.
over there.
And we would like to thank you, Mayor and the board, everybody else, because without your leadership and guidance, and even it starts with your strategic planning that shows that Parks and Recreation is important to you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay, next item is Public Works. I don't see Isaac in the room. Or you-
Yes, so Isaac's not here. There won't be a Public Works presentation tonight.
Okay.
He had a death in the family, and so please keep them in mind. I did not want to make the presentation on his behalf since he's our newly minted Public Works Director.
Yeah.
And so he'll be coming in to make that Public Works update at the next meeting.
That sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, sorry to hear that. As for new business, only thing we had was the legislative hearing, and that has been continued. So that was the only business we had. So now we'll just do communications. Town Attorney, anything you want to communicate?
Thank you, Mayor. Board members should have at their place or in their inbox a form of motion for a closed session for personnel matter, as well as for a consult with the town attorney and my partner, Mark Tucker, who I believe is here, but out in the lobby.
Great. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Town Manager, any report or update from you?
Yes, so one thing I want to update you all on is on the strategic plan. You all have formally accepted that, and we've adopted that strategic plan. We're finalizing the artifacts or the handouts and the language to be published on our website, and we've moved on to the next phase of creating the internal metrics and measures so that we can monitor the progress of that strategic plan, and also started the development of the departmental work plans to kind of support those underpinning things that we'll be focusing on over the year. That is the only major administrative update I have, other than we did extend an offer to a capital projects manager, and that person did accept, and so we're looking forward to that. And also, there was an offer extended for an HR analyst position that had one of our staff members had moved on to another opportunity with another agency, and so we're backfilling that role as well. And so we'll be adding 2 new members to our team, and so we're looking forward to that. Events-wise, I wanted to just remind everyone of the George Taylor event that will be coming up on Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You'll see in the news blast, the last news blast, and then a reminder news blast coming out this week on parking details and logistics around that. But we're looking forward to, installing the historical marker on this weekend.
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
And that's this weekend coming up.
Yes, that's on Saturday.
Anything else? Any questions for Town Manager?
I do have a quick question. How's the assistant town manager search going? Is that started? Did I miss that?
It has not started. We are reviewing. We received several application submittals. We have kind of ranked them based off their submittals, and we're developing the assessment center that they'll go through, which is the presentation, group interviews, and things of that nature right now. And so that's what we're moving on to now that we have that capital project manager position solidified.
Thank you.
I know that's gotta feel good.
June knows. Yes.
Okay, anything else? Any other questions? Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any reports from the board? Closing reports from the board? No? I will close by saying, Eric already said the George Taylor event's coming Saturday. Is it 10 or 11, Eric? 10. At 10 o'clock. So it's 10 o'clock Saturday at the
Yes, it's
park.
10 to 12.
So, so that's this weekend. And also, I'll close by saying the show Thursday night next week on the 12th is two guests coming from Cobblestone. Cobblestone is supposed to be starting to open up soon. They keep saying they are. So we'll talk to the two guests and find out for sure what the plans are. But one of the guests is Holly Van Appledorn, and some of y'all may know Holly. She's the property manager for Cobblestone, and also she's property manager down there at, what's the other one? Lafayette. So, she may have some details for us. So I'm gonna try to get her and nail her down on a few things. If y'all have any questions, be sure to text your questions in to the show, and I know, Paul, you do that sometimes. So, if y'all have questions for either guest, be sure to do that. The second guest is a owner-operator, Chelsea Genser, and she will be owner-operator of Artesian Beer and Cheese. So something different. I mean, that's going to be a little bit different than normal things we have here. So I'll be talking to her, asking, finding kind of more about what that is. But they'll both be on the show Thursday, so I'll kind of join in on that. Summer's over, and we just got through Labor Day weekend, so things will be getting a little bit cooler. I hope the Main Street project be wrapping up, opening. It won't be wrapping up next year, but kind of opening the intersection up in the next few weeks. So the hot summer is over. School is back in, so I know there's been some reports of the traffic out there during the school time, and I was thinking the principal was gonna make some changes, won't he? And I don't know if he made changes or not, cause I don't know. Chief, do you know anything about is the traffic worse out there or what? It's about the same. Probably some people going out there for the first time, the kids are going out there for the first time, and they just experiencing it through that 20.
Coming into town, some new parents who are coming in, and they're all trying to kind of figure it out during the school starts. So it usually irons out a little bit, but we've been working on some of their admin close to see if there's some things that they can do anytime.
I know that lane was extended when they did their new road improvements. Does that help any at all? Or? Good. But other than that, I think, that's the big things that's going on now after school started. But sports programs is going on out there. Got a pretty good football team that I think would be well worth your chance to go out there and see them. So a lot of things happening. So with that, anybody? Real quick. Not hearing any. I think we do have a motion for a closed session. So if somebody want to make a motion for what we need to do in executive session, I'll be open for that.
I move that the board go into closed session to preserve the attorney-client privilege and to discuss the confidential personnel matter. The board will enter closed session pursuant to Chapter 143, Sections 318.11, A3, and A6 of the North Carolina General Statutes. This board expects to receive information from the town attorney regarding Rolesville versus Privet Properties, Rolesville versus Khalil, Rolesville versus Edens Family LLC, Rolesville versus Wood, Rolesville versus Granite Acres, and Jane Doe versus Zappia.
Okay. Got a motion for
Second.
closed session. Is there a second?
Commissioner Long.
Second.
Okay. Motion second. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No opposed. So we are going to adjourn any closed session. Don't know how long that will be. but everybody's welcome to hang around outside if you want to, because we will come back in the meeting, but we don't have any business scheduled when we come back, so, but you're welcome to stay, because we're just adjourning at this time. So thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out. We're in closed session. Everybody turn your mics back on. Okay, I call back to order Rolesville Town Board regular meeting. We're coming out of our recess session that we were in for some updates and some discussion for our attorney over a couple of legal matters. We did most of our closing before we went into closed session. Is it any additional things from the board, town manager? Anything additional? Okay. Well, with that, then we will call it a day. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned then. Thank you very